Was it real gratifying for you to get A-Trak to switch over from Tractor to Serato? Like, how'd that feel?
Well, okay, yeah, that was massive for sure. I mean, yeah, again, A-Trak being like kind of the main inspiration for a long time was massive. It was huge, and at the time, like, it was kind of a new thing for me at the company. Mm-hmm. I was like, my first opportunity was actually at the Red Bull 3-Star in Toronto, and was like, I met Jeff, I met A-Trak, I met Maceo, I met I knew Four Colors Act before that. But yeah, basically a bunch of those dudes were all there for that event, and yeah, it went off and it went really well. And he was like, "Yo, you guys did the things that I suggested you guys do. You finally got a good key lock in there." And it was like, awesome. Well, it's not really all me. I cannot claim credit for it either. At the end of the day, he has a good relationship with the company, and they listened and they did the things, and I just was kind of like the vehicle to get it to him. But the one thing that was really massive also recently was getting Craze on Serato DJ.
That was cool. That was a dope video, by the way.
Yeah. Right. And that was all him. That was his idea. He like, and again, I think, how you're saying, people will know if you're an asshole, if you're a shitty kind of person in the industry. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with what we do. And I'm blessed to be part of a really great team. We got Sonny, who's amazing. We got OP, who's amazing. Derek and Blakey, and Sean in New Zealand. Like, all our AR team are like really good dudes. They're all really good at DJing, and they've got their strengths, and they're like reliable people. And at the end of the day, that does so much more for the company, because when someone like Craze is like, why should I fuck with Serato? Why should I? Or what do they offer?
That was
It comes down to like, are we good people? Have we got your back? If you guys need us, do we pick up? And at the end of the day, we do. And to you guys' point, when Zach came on the podcast, Four Color Zach was on the podcast, and you guys were asking him about stuff, and he gave me props. He gave us props. He's like, I can just call him up, and you guys are like, really? You can just call him up? We're like, yeah, and he does, and he's done that not only for himself, he's done that for other people too. Like last weekend, he called me up. He's like, yo, my homie's having this issue. Are you free to like talk to him and sort it out? I was like, yeah, man, sure. I'm free. And he's like, let me just patch you in. 3-way called. I talked to the dude in Miami. He was like, I'm having an issue. It was just like something like he had to allow. I think it was the same thing. He had to allow the driver to be installed on Mojave, and he did, and it worked. And he was like so grateful, And it was like, no problem. It's like 5 minutes of my time. No problem. I got you. But that, for Zach to do that for his homie looks good for Zach. Looks good for us. Everyone wins. He gets to do his gig. He's stoked. Everyone wins. Like, and I think that, like, ultimately, you look at companies that are going to be successful, and at the end of the day, you got to have people like good representation, good people that are going to be reliable. You don't say, "Oh, I'm going to do this for you." You don't do it. You say you're going to do it, and you fucking do it. Yeah. And you do it the way you said you were going to do it. You don't. Like, that's the worst thing in any industry, is when someone's like, yeah, kind of like playing you, like leading you on, but not delivering.
Exactly. There's so much of that, especially in LA, right?
Well, I think everywhere. I mean, maybe more, just because there's more shit in LA.
Yeah, well, it's just lip service, And for us, like when we're talking to people, and they don't just have to be A-Trak level or whatever. When someone has an idea, like, we're immediately taking our phones out and being like, we got to communicate this back to headquarters, because that's how the product keeps improving. Mm-hmm. We give a shit about it, and that's the thing I think that's transparent to a lot of the artists that we deal with.
Yeah, because we are fucking fans of this shit. Like, when Craze is like, hey, I want to do a routine, we're like, yeah, you're going to make another New Slaves? Like, fuck yeah. We want to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that, and we care about that. And, like, we'll reach out to the DJs that we loved and like to this day. Like, shout out people like Jared Jackson. I'm that guy saying, come to the studio, do a mix with us. Like, we want to see that. We want to see different things. We want to see the culture evolve as well. And we have a platform similar to what you guys do. Like, when you guys asked, when you guys were coming to LA and you were like, can we do this podcast thing? I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is a platform. I want to be on this platform. This is an honor. Yeah. And I feel the same way about what we do with the studio. When we have people come through, we want to create a platform where people are going to be able to pay attention to what we're doing and go, these guys are pushing the culture forward. And I think that what we've done with, when I started, it was just like doing like little, GoPro videos of people scratching for like 2 minutes or something. Mm-hmm. That started what we now have from the studio. We have, these like 1 minute, routines. We got 20-minute mixes called In the Mix. And then, what developed into what our unscripted podcast is. But we're kind of creating a platform where we can kind of highlight the dope shit that's happening in DJ culture.
Yeah.
So people can go, you know, what's cool about DJing, right? Why should you use turntables? Well, you can use turntables like fucking Jay Espinosa can, you know, or like, you know what I mean? Like who's cool and new and using, you know, whatever, you know, a controller or something. Well, this guy Shashu can use a controller like this. You could make fucking beats like live like this guy, you know. Like we want to show you different approaches to like what you can do as a DJ. It's not just playing a song on another one, you know. You can do so much more than that, and it's because we're fans of that shit. We want to push that forward, you know.
Yeah, because we're fans, we tend to capture the nuance, you know, with certain things.
For sure.
You know, we know what features you're going to use, you know, based on like how you're mixing, and we try to capture that, just so not only you look good, but so that an audience can look at it and go, "Oh, damn, I never thought of doing it that way."
And inspire them to be
I bought
better.
this thing 3 years ago and never used it that way.
That's great. You know, it's like it's so important that you have the right people behind the company,
For
you know,
sure.
doing that, and it's creating like a community.
Yeah.
And it's also just opening the culture up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
really celebrating the culture in itself, and it's just beyond just like a DJ program.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. Like, Serato is just a DJ program, right?
Yeah.
The difference is what we've become as a company is we've allowed us to show what people can do with the software. The software is just a vehicle. The
Right.
creativity comes from the DJs.
Yeah.
But that's what we care about. And I mean, like, dude, you can do probably the same shit with like all the other softwares. You know what I mean? Like, you can do really creative shit with any software. We just want to be the one that like says we see what you do, and we're gonna make it so you can do that better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all I care about is like really personally about this job is like making this shit fucking dope, you know, and inspiring, you know, our other artists too. Like when we get artists coming to the studio, we want to show them something that's gonna make them go, oh yeah, just like you said, I'm gonna leave Serato and I'm gonna go try that thing, maybe use that in my DJ set. And I've seen it happen. Like Day,
Yep.
you know, he uses the slicer shit. I showed him that. I mean, I'm not Day, but he took like this little idea that I gave him and he expanded on it and made it like this fucking amazing routine.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. You're passionate. I love the passion, bro.
Yeah, man.
I thought we were like having the Democratic debates.
No.
In this motherfucker. I'll vote for you. I ain't got my vote.
Kutcorners 2020.
Yeah, right.